United Way of Onslow County and Volunteer Onslow are proud to announce the 4th year of an expansion of the Golden Rule Lightkeeper Awards that recognize our caring community's unsung heroes. For 20 years, the Volunteer Center, housed with United Way, has recognized our community's outstanding volunteers. United Way has created a partnership with the Daily News to feature area lightkeepers who have been nominated by the community for the Golden Rule Award. This partnership has significantly grown the award ceremony in our community's highest volunteer honor. United Way and the Golden Rule Awards have been supported by the generosity of Jones Onslow EMC, who have sponsored the awards since their inception. In 2017, the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee created a pinnacle honor to a special class of individuals. These persons whose service represents a lifelong commitment that have advanced citizenship, community, infrastructure, and encouragement of our community. The award is named the Fabric of Our Community Award. To speak more on the Civic Affairs Committee's vision of this honor, I turn it over to our chairman, Mr. Don Herring.
Since 1999, the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee has provided leadership in civic education and empowerment for our community. During the recognition of the far-reaching effects of the Beirut bomb blast of 1983, our community recognized that the fabric of our community had been torn by that loss of so many on that tragic day. So interwoven were those who were lost that day that our community suffered not only the incredible loss of the individuals, but the potential as their service as in civic entity, and also the loss of the valued contribution to our civic infrastructure. The committee wishes to recognize persons or organizations who perform actions that improve the fabric of our community by undertaking such actions as previously mentioned. These actions are not intended to recognize a single year of work, but a body of work that could span several years or even a lifetime. Today, we will announce the 2020 Fabric of Our Community Award winners who will be honored at the upcoming Golden Rule Lightkeepers Award on February 21st, 2020. Our first recipient for 2020, Richard L. Ray, being recognized posthumously. Richard L. Ray was a dedicated citizen, a visionary and a statesman dedicating to making Jacksonville all it could be. He left a legacy of being a good businessman, a devoted husband and father, as well as an esteemed civic leader. To some, he was a builder of businesses, industry, and roads. But his vision embraced more than just bricks and mortar. It was the fulfillment of a dream to make Jacksonville the community where all could call home, even if they were only here a few years or as a military-connected resident. It was his vision that generated new economic activity within the Jacksonville-Onslow area. Jacksonville Commons was facilitated in part by his hand in developing the Western Boulevard extension. He saw job creation as part of the land he developed. He saw development driving action that would improve the community. His work stimulated residential development and opportunities for the city and honor to expand recreation and educational facilities. Richard L. Ray was supportive of civic and benevolent causes and cheered the designation of this community as an All-American City in 1992. To honor his welcome to all citizens of Jacksonville, whether temporary or permanent, and his dedication to the dream of our community as a better place, the creation of the Richard Ray Park was envisioned to continue to welcome our community by providing a bit of reminder of what some residents call as a home. A member of the Jacksonville New River Rotary Club, he gave freely to the Chamber of Commerce, was active in his church, and was a proud father of 2 sons and devoted to his wife. His benevolence was well known, and it was personal. In 1992, he drove a truckload of donated supplies to the victims of Hurricane Andrew in Florida. Richard L. Ray died tragically in a boating accident in the New River, August 23rd, 1996.
Our second recipient is James X.Y. Brown. He has been protecting and serving the citizens of Jacksonville for over 5 decades. He is a familiar sight to the citizens as he conducts his duties for the Jacksonville Police Department. Officers and staff of the Jacksonville Police Department respectfully refer to him as Mr. Brown. Officer Brown works primarily with the agency's traffic division. Most of us have not experienced a Jacksonville Police Department without him, and many, if you are not aware, that Officer Brown works every single day. Officer Brown conducts security checks, checks on the elderly and infirm, works funeral escorts, and of course, works as a crossing guard. Most of you would agree that he is one of a kind. Multiple generations of Jacksonville families attending Northwoods Elementary have enjoyed the service and protection of Officer Brown as he guides our smallest citizens safely across Henderson Drive, one of the most busiest roadways in our city. Officer Brown also provides traffic control and crossing guard services at several other schools in the city. Years of service at the schools and off-duty service at other businesses in the Jacksonville area have acquainted Officer Brown with most Jacksonville residents. Everyone seems to know him. In December of 2015, Officer Brown made a transition from a certified police officer to a non-sworn police service officer. Officer Brown, now PSO Lieutenant Brown, has served the citizens of Jacksonville since 1958. At the age of 90, he is still on the streets every day, performing various behind-the-scene functions that allows the Jacksonville Police Department to operate and keep more officers available. Officer X.Y. Brown is truly part of the fabric of our community through his dedication of his law enforcement duties and his remarkable tenure of more than 50 years of service to Jacksonville.
Our third recipients are Pat and Lee Walker. This power couple gets things done by persistence, tenacity, and with keen eyes on the target. Inspired by the Beirut Memorial, the two were part of the vision to build a grand memorial to celebrate and memorialize the lives of those who served in Vietnam. With Larry Fitzpatrick, who served at one time as the chairman of the county commission, this trio worked to make the vision a reality. Fundraising was at first modest, with efforts such as motorcycle rides, and quickly grew to things that produced significant funding. They worked to get an architect and government support, winning $2 million from local contracts. On June 13, 2009, the first phase was dedicated, but they were not finished. With additional people at the table, they worked to get the dome installed very quickly. During and now after the dedication of the Vietnam Memorial, they have served to protect the spirit and the intent of those who wanted it, designed it, and made it happen. They hold personally the history of those who served and those who are memorialized there. The Vietnam Memorial is not the only legacy of this couple. This couple represents the fabric of this community and their involvement in veterans activities, civic activities, and political activities. They seem to be ever present and are a fixture in a civic involvement. And this couple embodies the concept of such deep involvement in the community that their absence would produce a ripple in our community fabric.
For his efforts to build a war chest for financial assistance to wounded warriors, to his creation of an enduring relationship with the civilian community, this retired general became a leader in the financial community and counsel to many for military and civilian relations. In 2003, he assumed command of Camp Lejeune. While in that role, his leadership inserted him in community and economic development matters. His heart was protecting the Marines and their families. In October of 2005, he became the commander of the newly formed Marine Corps Installation East. As such, his scope of leadership expanded, but his involvement in the community did not demise. He continued leadership to ensure Marines were part of the community and that this community knew of the sacrifices and service given by them and their families. In October 2008, he retired, but this only strengthened his influence and contribution to our community. He became an officer of Marine Federal Credit Union and as such acted on his economic development efforts. His leadership with this expanded institution was admired by many, and I can personally attest that his invaluable service as an official to the Chamber's Executive Committee. For leadership that continues today and for being such an integral part of our community, Major General Bob Dickerson is declared to be a part of the fabric of our community.
Congratulations to the 2020 class of Fabric of Our Community honorees. We look forward to formally recognizing the winners at the upcoming Golden Rule Lightkeepers Award, to which the public is very much invited. The event is February 21st, 2020. The event will take place at Sturgeon City. Registration and tickets are available at the United Way Onslow website or by calling United Way at 938-HELP. Thank you for joining us today as we recognize the power of partnerships among United Way, the Onslow Civic Affairs Committee, the Daily News, and John's Onslow EMC to honor our community's heart of service. Thank you.